I'm going to show you all how to do a bobble stitch. Depending on your pattern that you might be following, it's going to tell you when to do your bobble stitch and all that. But for this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make specifically this swatch and just get a practice in, because it is a pretty tricky stitch with your hook and having to grab all the loops. So I have a little swatch pattern that we'll be following. So grab your yarn. I'm using just acrylic yarn and an H hook. And then you're going to want to do your slip knot and do your chaining. And if you don't know how to do either of those, I have a video and I'll have it linked in the description down below, and as well as my playlist for crocheting for beginners. We're going to chain 21. After you've done your chain 21, make sure that you actually do have 21, so count your little V's to make sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to be single crocheting, so you're going to skip that first chain, so then you're going to single crochet into that second chain, and we're going to single crochet in each chain all the way across. This is just to start our little swatch. So like if you were to be doing this for, you know, an actual project for doing Bobble, this will probably not be what you're doing, but I'm just having it so that we can do some practicing. So once you've done all your single crocheting all the way across, your stitch count should now only be 20 because we skipped that one chain. So now you'll want to chain 1 and turn your work. So now this will be the part where we'll be doing our bobble stitch. So you'll single crochet in that first stitch, and then in the second stitch, this is where our bobble stitch will come in. So to do a bobble stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert into that next stitch, grab your yarn to pull it through. So now you'll have 3 loops on your hook. You'll yarn over and pull through only those first 2. And then you'll repeat. So you'll yarn over, insert into that same stitch that we've been working in, grab your yarn and pull through. So now we'll have 4. So you'll just want to go through the first 2 again. Nice and easy. Sometimes it's so easy to get caught on one of those loops. So now we have 3. Our goal is to get 5 loops on our hook. So we'll go again. So we'll yarn over into that same stitch we've been working in. It gets kind of tricky, but that's the loop will start getting a little bigger. So you'll go in, you'll grab your yarn and pull through that same stitch, yarn over, and pull through those first 2 only. And take your time. There's no rush with trying to get that feel, because sometimes you might, at the point of your little hook there, might pull part of a loop. So we're at 4 now. So yarn over, insert into that same stitch. You can tell we've been working into this stitch because that's where all of our little stitches are. So pull in, go into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, and then pull through just those first 2 again. Now we should count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's what our goal was. So yarn over and pull through all 5. Take your time if you need to. So as we keep doing that, that's going to start creating our little bumps. Like on our little swatch here, we have all these little bumps. So each one of these is a bobble stitch. So as we go, you'll start seeing them. So now the repeat will be is we did the single crochet and then bobble. So you'll go do another single crochet in that next one, and then we'll do a bobble again. So do the bobble where you'll yarn over, insert, grab, pull through, yarn over, and then pull through those first 2. yarn over, insert again, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2. Now we have 3. Yarn over, insert, grab, pull through, yarn over, only pull through those first 2. Now we have 4. One more time, yarn over, insert, grab your yarn and pull through, yarn over, pull through those first 2. Now we should have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over, pull through all 5. That's our second bobble right there. So you'll do the single crochet, bobble all the way to the end, and you should end your last stitch with a bobble. So I'll meet you guys at the end of this row. Alright, I just finished doing my bobble row. So there's my little bobbles starting to show up. And I did end on a bobble. So make sure you're counting your stitches, that you have 20, and then you should end on a bobble like I said earlier. So to count your stitches with the bobbles, it can be kind of tricky because it's a little more spaced out than if you were to do like just typical single crochet. So you're still watching for your V's. You've got one right here, one right here. So you just look for your V's. I know it can be kind of tricky when you're looking and seeing that your stitches down here don't look like you're used to. So just focus on the top here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, we got 19, and 20. And then this is the one that will be on your hook. So you don't count that one. So you should have 20 and you should have ended on a bobble. So from here on, you should not have any different stitch count. You should have 20 every single time because we're not increasing or not decreasing. So if you're getting 21 or you're getting 19 or anything that's not, you're increasing or decreasing. So you're missing or you're accidentally going in the wrong loop. So watch for that. So now what we'll do is you'll chain and turn, and now you'll just single crochet all the way across. And I know that seems intimidating because you got bumps now and it's like, oh my, where am I going? But don't worry. You'll just look for your little V's because they're still there. Remember, we were counting them on this side. So that's just what you're looking for when you're working. So just watch for your little V's, and that's what you're going to be looking into and working your stitches. So you got your single crochet there. Here's your first bobble, but just kind of turn it. That's the loop you're going to be, or that's the stitch you're looking for. So don't let those bobbles distract you. They're just to look fun. Just keep looking for your stitches. They're still there. You'll just single crochet all the way across. So this is where maybe at the end counting will help, because that you might have accidentally found that you might have gone in your bobble a couple times by accident. So just make sure you're checking to count that. Just keep working in every single one, doing your single crochets. Alright, I've just done all my single crochets for that row. So make sure you've got 20. Remember I said to make sure you count. It might be tricky with these little ends to make sure, because those stitches kind of like to hide. So make sure you're getting your 20 when you're doing your single crocheting there. Now you'll chain 1 and turn. And then we'll repeat what we did. So this will be our bobble. So every time you're doing your bobbles, make sure it looks like this and that your bobbles are on the other side. Because when you work your bobbles, they poke through on this other side. So every time. So if you've got your bobbles facing you, make sure that you did your single crochet and you didn't skip a row, because your bobbles will want to show up on the same side. And if you're wanting to get this swatch that I got going, I did it. So I did the chaining and single crocheting and then bobble, single crocheting, bobble, single crocheting, bobble, single crocheting, bobble. So if you want to have something bigger, you can just keep doing that repeat to get your practice in. And you could even make something with this too. I kept thinking it would be really fun if you wanted to make like a blanket with this pattern technique. But this is just practice, so you can just do something fun and be like, yay, I did bobbles, and have that as an example. Let me know if you guys have any trouble with this tutorial and how to do the bobble stitch, and I'll try to help address any of the issues you guys have.